Now coming to you from our New York City broadcast center, we have Patrick Dunn of Watershed Electric on the line. Mr. Dunn, what do we know at this moment?
All we know so far is that this was not an accident.
If it's not an accident, then it must be intentional. Both us and the Japanese have been hit by this thing. I think it's pretty obvious who's responsible.
Here's a Tomo.
It appears we have something in common, Admiral.
Our analysis of the information footprint shows that the pressures which collapsed our power grids appear in many ways similar to those that collapsed our markets. I am certain the Koreans and the Chinese are involved.
Let's not jump the gun here, Admiral. We've had our microscope on a man named Zerkezi. He had access to weaponized IW algos following that business in Georgia. He was also a major DOE consultant after the blackouts here in 2003.
Yes, we are aware of this connection. Has Zerkezi been found?
Not yet, but it won't take long. I'll keep you posted. Fisher, I'm afraid we might be facing an orchestrated attempt to push the world into a major crisis. Zerkezi might know more about information warfare than anyone on Earth. And the fact that Displace is combat-ready, essentially stateless and better equipped than most governments, we need to find out fast whether this is a coincidence or whether someone inside Displace is making a major move. That said, State Department has several very significant contracts with Displace. This thing is extremely political. I hate to do this to you, but keep it clean. Recon only, no fatalities.
Displace's offices are on the top 3 floors of the Hans Center Tower in downtown Manhattan. Recent financials indicate that they have invested heavily in their local infrastructure in order to maintain full operational capacity following even a major terrorist incident.
Satellite confirms Grimm's data. Displace is up and running at near to full capacity. It looks like they might be holding a meeting with members of New York City Council, possibly making a bid for protection or policing services to supplement the National Guard. They're prepared and opportunistic, that's for sure, but I wouldn't expect anything different. My money says they're playing fair, but if the boss wants to take a closer look, then that's what we'll do.
Fisher, we need to find out if Displace and Zerkezi are working together.
But until we know, you want me to keep it quiet.
Don't kill anyone or I'll abort the mission. The Pentagon has contracts with Displace all around the world. The President will have puppies if he finds out we're doing this.
Something going on with the ventilation system?
Oh! Hey! Who are you?
Pretend I'm Harry Tuttle.
Who?
I'm an ill-tempered and heavily armed heating engineer who's asking questions about your ventilation system.
I guess it's not working properly since the blackout.
So it shouldn't take much to shut down that big fan if I wanted to.
I don't know. Why would you want to do that?
The adventure, the travel.
Hey, okay.
certainly entitled to request protection at that level from the National Guard, I agree. But let's face it, the National Guard is a massive, cumbersome organization.
Sure, that's what we need, a presence.
On the contrary, the people want protection, they need protection, but they don't want to see protection. It frightens them. Having the National Guard on every corner will keep the peace, but at what cost?
They'll get over it, Julian. In the end, the thing they'll remember is that the National Guard is cheap. I'm dealing with taxpayers here. The last thing I need is another fiscal accountability scandal. What?
Come on, I want to show you something.
Fisher, that executive. He probably has the daily access algorithm for the Displace Central servers stored on his laptop.
Lambert gave me pretty strict non-lethal parameters.
If you stay close, you should be able to hack into his laptop wirelessly.
I'll give it a whirl.
Let me just get these windows before we go.
Aw, man, I love that. We have to get some of those at City Hall.
Email me and remind me. I'll set you up with a good deal.
Whoa.
That was weird.
Yeah, I've heard of this. It's called an electrochromic window. A small electric charge can change the opacity of microscopic crystals embedded in the glass.
Cool.
I'm thinking that your OCP should be able to toggle the state of the windows. I'm uploading the specification to your OPSAT.
Thanks, Will.
Sam, each of Displace's different divisions seem to have their own server farm. I put a program on your OPSAT that will build a little backdoor into their networks.
You want me to upload that to each division server?
I would appreciate it.
Since you asked so nice.
Good work, Sam. That's the first of their servers. If you can upload that to each of the other ones, I'll be able to snoop around as much as I please.
I'll see what I can do.
Milan Nedich, VP Protection Operations, Displace International.
He was in charge of the Morgenholt detail in Peru.
Yeah, and now he's in charge of Zerkazy. And damn, he's as clean as a whistle. Looks like he's been zeroed.
Well, whoever he is, he's playing both sides. We need to inform Shetland.
Shetland is on his own. We can't compromise OPSEC for private interests.
Fine, then I'm gonna take a look behind some of those zeros. fresh ground or dried?
What?
The coffee machine. Ground or dried?
I'm not sure.
Then you better tell me something useful and fast.
You might need the door code out of here. It's 8136.
That'll do.
Would you like cream and sugar with that?
So, what did you want to show me?
In the lobby of the Empire State Building, there are 4 brass rondelles, Art Deco pieces. Each rondelle represents one of the 4 disciplines of skyscraper construction.
What, like engineering, financing, real estate?
Machines, concrete, decoration, elevators. Elevators like this one here.
Huh. Okay, Julian, what's your point?
My point is that every single day, 5 million New York executives ride elevators. Elevators that they can't do their jobs without.
So...
Well, you're worried about the cost, huh? You're worried about what the taxpayer will think. But it's a mistake to think that those two things are fundamentally tied together. Stairs are cheaper than elevators, Tom. Why don't we have stairs as the 4th discipline of skyscraper construction?
No one is gonna take the stairs up 70 stories.
And does anyone ever question how much an elevator costs?
Of course not.
Right. And I'll tell you why. Because the cost of an elevator isn't measured by what you get. It's measured by what you avoid.
Displace is expensive, Tom. I mean, there's no denying that. But it's not important how much it costs to hire us. What's important is how much it costs not to hire us. A bunch of good old boys from the Appalachians with M4s in every street corner, I mean, sure, it'll get the job done. But in the end, relying on the National Guard is like taking the stairs. If you want to keep those 5 million executives going to work every day, I suggest you take the elevator.
Huh. Well, you maybe got a point there, Julian.
Of course I have a point. Let's go talk to Mikey. Hey, Mike. I brought Tom to see you.
Hi, Jules. Hi, Tom. Look, I think we're about ready to go with the presentation.
I think you can forget the presentation, Mike. Tom's sold. Aren't you, Tom?
Well, yeah, I guess I am.
All right. You wait here. I'm going to head into the other room and do up some paperwork.
All right.
Is New York City thinking about hiring Displace to protect Manhattan?
Oh, God! Yeah.
As far as PMCs go, Displace isn't so bad. But you have no idea what you're getting into.
What do you mean?
Remember the Mafia?
Yeah, well, I've heard stories.
Well, imagine if instead of a bunch of thick-necked goons with stilettos, the city was indebted to an army of sociopathic snake-eaters who were loyal to the highest bidder.
That doesn't sound good.
It wasn't the barbarians who sacked Rome. It was the legionnaire expatriates who mustered barbarian armies.
They're scaring me.
Get out while you can. Nice offices you got here.
Oh, God. Who are you?
Someone you don't want to run into in the dark. Give me the server access algorithm.
I can't.
What do you mean you can't?
The algorithm is several thousand characters long. It's encoded here on my laptop and on a server in the conference room across the hall.
Thanks.
Well, I guess that's one way to deal with it.
Finesses for the young and the cocky.
Good work, Sam. Now you'll be able to access the central server on the first floor.
This wireless stuff makes life a lot easier.
Yep. Welcome to the Wi-Fi era.
Remember, you're saying that to a guy from the era of hi-fi.
Hi-fi? As in, like, high in fiber?
Don't put me in adult undergarments yet, kid.
We've got all the news right here. Don't go away.
Now, almost 48 hours into the blackout, state governments in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Pennsylvania have authorized deployment of the National Guard to help keep the peace as tensions and hysteria rise.
Hey, NASA just reported the astronauts on the ISS got their life support back online. So they're gonna make it? Well, probably not. But at least they have time to attempt a rescue. The shuttle? Yeah, NASA is working to repair the rocket assembly. They think they might be able to launch in time. What about the Chinese rescue? I guess we don't need them anymore. Well, here's hoping nothing else goes wrong.
How do I access the main server room?
Can't get through here. Our doors are malfunctioning.
Is there another way?
Maybe through R&D. Might be a way through the ventilation into the server room.
Thanks.
Good work, Sam. Upload that program to the last server and you'll make me the happiest girl in the world.
You're easy to please.
Access is a girl's best friend.
It's a pretty cushy posting, that's for sure.
But I heard the guy was really annoying.
The guy isn't there anymore. He's out of town.
What, so you're just watching his stuff?
Yeah, emptying his liquor cabinet and playing video games. He's got the new Prince of Persia.
Yeah, I heard it's awesome.
Gonna be game of the year, man.
Can't wait to play it.
Got any plans for the long weekend?
Jesus, 4th of July coming up. I forgot.
You forgot? How could you forget?
You know, been putting in crazy hours. Don't even know what day it is.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Me and Anne-Marie are gonna head up to Maine, stay in a little bed and breakfast, eat some lobster.
Do they have power back in Maine yet?
Power? Whoa, forgot about that.
How could you forget?
There's gotta be a way through to the server room from this area.
Firing ranges usually have ventilation to clear the smoke. It probably ties into the AC system for the server room.
Good thinking. Thanks, Sam. That's the last one. I can't wait to sniff around in Displace's laundry basket. What?
Laundry. I totally forgot.
Look around. Got it all sorted out.
I'm gonna sort you out if you don't open that damn door.
No, I mean it. Bingo!
Bingo!
Okay.
Damn! It looks like someone has shunted the data we need off the server. Login name M. Nedich.
M. Nedich? Who's that?
Fragments here. Looks like he's VP of Protection Operations for Displace.
He protected Circassian and Morgenhold? Either he's not very good at his job or he's dirty.
Echelon has nothing on him. Looks like he's been zeroed.
Probably a pseudonym. I'll see if I can find out who he really is.
In any case, we need to get access to his computer. His office should be on the upper floors somewhere.
Sorry to interrupt, but
I see it.
power's coming back on.
I see it, Grim.
You got company. You might want to...
I see it.
I'll check the store and make sure nothing got fried in the power anyway.
Okay, give a shout if you need anything.
I had a bit of a problem with your server.
Please, don't kill me.
The files I want got shunted off to another computer.
There should be a backup here.
There isn't. They're only on the PC of Milan Nedich.
Milan? He's the VP of Protection Operations. His office is on the upper floors.
Don't you think it's suspicious that he's hiding files?
Yeah, I guess.
Hearing some creepy stuff about Milan.
Yeah, I heard he got drunk with some of the guys in Istanbul last month. Wandered out of the bar looking for a fight. They found him the next morning, covered in blood.
What?
Yeah. Stan thinks he killed someone. Read a newspaper article the next day. Istanbul police found some guy cut to ribbons just a couple of blocks from the bar they were at.
Whoa.
I think we should try and get on his PC in the executive offices. See if we can find anything.
The code to the area is 2346, but I don't know the code for his actual office.
All right. Well, if I find out what it is, we'll go together.
All right.
supposed to be here?
Tell me something useful and I'll leave.
Forget it. I won't tell you anything.
Are you crazy? We're on the 60th floor.
What? What do you mean?
You know, it's not true that you go unconscious before you hit the ground. You see it coming the whole way.
You wouldn't.
You want to convince me not to?
Door code to the executive offices is 2346.
Sorry to bring you in here so late. We need to put some extra men on the Zerkazy detail. Your name came up.
Zerkazy? The wacko in the penthouse uptown?
Well, it's perhaps best not to refer to our client as the wacko, but yes, him. Or rather, his penthouse. Milos Nowak is,
Who?
Milan Nedich. Crazy Slavic names. I always get them confused. Anyway, Zerkazy is out of town, so there won't be a VIP, just the property.
Okay. Sounds like a breeze.
Well, it hasn't gone perfectly smooth so far. You'll get the full VIP rate, and you'll be on duty as though there is a package on site.
Okay, got it.
Good. You reported 1300 tomorrow.
Okay, I'll be there.
Good grab, Fisher. Milan Nedich's real name? Jesus. Milos Nowak.
Milos Nowak, who is he?
The Barber of Bosnia. Suspected war criminal from the Bosnian conflict. Allegedly scalped some of his prisoners.
Wanted in The Hague.
Yeah.
Bet you dollars to dinars that he doesn't make it to trial.
That's okay. I think my money's safer on the Nikkei.
Nice suit. Italian?
Oh no! Italian. Yes, the Florentine silk. Andretti?
Who's Andretti?
Andretti? The famous designer. Men's suits, tuxedos.
I'm not a tuxedo kind of guy.
But you are some kind of spy.
Yeah, I'm the real kind, not the tuxedo kind. I'm the kind of spy who gets blood all over your Andretti unless you give me information.
Oh God, please, don't ruin my suit.
How about a door code?
CEO's office, 2609.
Hokkaido.
Hokkaido? Isn't that basically the Alaska of Japan?
Yeah. Looks like Milan Nedich has secretly relocated Zerkezi there.
Interesting. Now we definitely need to talk to Shetland.
We'll let State Department handle that mess. You're going to Hokkaido. We're sending a helicopter to evac you from the roof.